Hello, everyone. I'm back again with another episode of Legal Mangal. And today's story is little heartbreaking because the guest I have today, she has experienced a fraudulent activity with Australian organization for her immigration application. And I welcome today Mohini. She is a PhD in education and she's from Fiji, and she will discuss her story, and then we will discuss about the red flags, like what could have been avoided. And in her case, like, it's not just she has lost money, but she also lost time, which was very valuable. And we'll see like what exactly has happened. So welcome, Mohini. Thank you so much for taking out time today.
Thank you for the welcoming note. Well, this gives me a lot of hope that I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. But before that, I would like to share my story to the public. It's what I had gone through, and it was a very difficult time. In 2020, I was introduced to this immigration agent from Sydney, Parramatta, Australia, and it was done through one of my cousins. So, and then after being introduced, we were asked to pay the consultation fee for counseling. And then we had a meeting via Zoom with the immigration director, that particular...
Pretending to be immigration director.
Yes, pretending to be immigration director. And then we had a meeting. So he sort of briefed us what is the first step, and he talked about the contract and what he will be doing in order to give, Sikiwa a PR for me and then later on citizenship. So while talking, he had big promises, and then he said, you don't have to worry about anything. Age is not a problem. Your qualification is just super, plus, and no need to worry. And I was so excited because I really want to, go for greener pastures and use my qualification to, in other countries as well, apart from my own country. So in order to bring about developments, changes, and so forth and so on. And I was so interested, and I was so moved that I thought it's a very genuine move. So what I did after that particular meeting, we were in touch, but he was acting very suspicious. When I used to call him, when I used to write to him, he will not respond on time, and we have to go after him, several times, a number of times we will have to call him, try to make contact with him, try to communicate with him, but that was not the priority from his end. And I will always bring about the importance of communication to him because I'm one of his paid clients. And it was very surprising for me to note that he was running away from his clients. He didn't want to face, he didn't want to meet us. And they operate sort of in a very private location, and they don't want to give access to their clients. We couldn't have very easier access to his office. And I never met him in person till date. Never.
See, these are the red flags because she is from Fiji. She was trusting an Australian organization who's operating in Australia. Person was in Australia, but she could not do the due diligence which she could have done. So we'll see the red flags, what has come across her way, because she never met her. Office was in a very suspicious location. She was not allowed to meet him. So that has happened. And so you never met him
in person. And even the girls at the reception counter, they will not respond to my emails immediately because I very strongly believe that the instructions were coming from the director, the so-called director. So that was one red flag, and I was very suspicious about that. Yeah. And even I tried to get in touch with him on a daily basis, but it was very difficult.
And would you mind telling how much you paid?
All right. So after that first meeting, and they were fast forwarding with the process of this, getting the contract quickly. So there are a number of stages, and I'm actually was supposed to pay 15 grand AUD, but for the first stage, for the first step, I paid 6,000 AUD, which is equivalent to almost $10,000 Fijian.
Fijian.
Yeah.
So you already upfrontly paid that $6,000.
Already. So for that $6,000, he will get my skills assessment done for $1,000. And the rest of the money will be used for the application of the expression of interest.
And the advice which they gave to Mohini, that was completely incorrect, because she was not eligible for that pathway what they were doing. And even the skill assessment was not required at that time. So 2 years ago, if she could have done it in a correct way, so there was a program which was a GTI program for PhD holders like Mohini. And education sector is a most thriving sector in Australia, because the university colleges, they want professors like Mohini. And now, because she lost opportunity, because GTI has been closed just recently, and she could not choose that pathway now. She not only lost money due to that wrong advice with that agency, she lost the opportunity, she lost that time. So Mohini, when you signed up a contract with this organization, so usually like what happens in Australia, every MARA agent or a MARA lawyer or immigration lawyer, they have to register and they have to sign a contract legally with the client. So have you signed any contract with them?
I did. There were three pages contract that came my way, and I read the contract. I wasn't satisfied because there were some issues, and then I had to correct it with him, and then he was sort of trying to seek forgiveness. He said okay, they'll do it. So after correcting, I was looking at the amount which was not reconciling with what he said in the meeting. So finally that paper came and I signed. After signing the contract, then they were after the money. Money was the focus here because he wanted me to pay. And there was a lot of pressure. When am I going to settle down? That 6,000 AUD. So I rushed. I went to Firka, that is tax, where we paid tax, so everything was clear. I had to get that letter. And there's a lot of process in Fiji because we have to go through the Reserve Bank of Fiji in order to get the money across, different countries. Yeah, so I had to go there, and then I had to go to my bank with that particular, approval. And bank has its own fees, so with all that, it came to almost $10,000 Fijian a year. So after the payment, I was like excited because I want the process to begin, as was promised in the initial meeting. So when I paid, he's not even confirming that he received the payment. I'm calling him and he's not responding to his phone calls. I'm writing to him, he's not responding. So I had to use, one of my relatives to contact him because she was the one who introduced him to me. So, and then he will respond. Otherwise, it's very difficult for both of us to get access to him. And then that's 2021, beginning 2021. And after that, I'm writing to know when will my skills assessment be done. I thought it's a very big thing and I cannot do it by myself. I have to go through an agent. So it took them 1 year. I think that was back in 2020 to June. The skills assessment came after so much running around. That was back in June. And then in August, one email popped while I'm working. I kept checking emails because I was so desperate to, hear from them. And then this email said from immigration, Australian immigration, that your expression of interest has been withdrawn. And I quickly forwarded that email to him for him to respond. He's responded to me the next day saying that I will have a better chance of securing a PR because there are some changes taking place. And till to date, there's nothing whatsoever. I did not receive anything. I'm trying to get in contact with him. I'm sending him messages, emails, signifying the importance of being a client, having clients, paid clients, but it's falling on deaf ears. I've called the office a number of times, nobody responded. I've emailed to all the staff, nobody responded. He's copied in those emails and you'll see they haven't been responding.
Now the problem here was because when you signed up with an Australian company, so you trusted them. You trusted that this is an Australian company.
Yeah, and he kept affirming, that need not worry. Everything is okay.
Everything is okay.
Yes.
Now, what the first step you should have taken, or everybody should take that first step is, first of all, you need to know who is the MARA agent, who is the registered MARA agent working on your file. And the second step, what you need to do is look at that MARA person's detail on the MARA register, because every person is registered under that MARA profile, and you can go and look into either search via company's name or search via the agent name or the address. Whatever details you have, you can just go and search there, and you can find the details of that person along with the company they are registered with. If the company is not registered or the MARA agent is not listed under that company's name, then that means there is some red flag is there. So at that time, of course, you were not aware because you were in Fiji. Most of the people, they don't know that they can verify the person to whom you're talking to. So there was no information to you at that time. So
You were not at all. Very limited information as they mentioned me.
you were in Fiji, so you could not come here.
Yeah, so it was a distance thing and it was very difficult. And then in the midst, I'm asked to do my police clearance. So I had to do the emergency one and I paid a lot of money for that. I sent the receipt. It was like nothing to them, because they knew that they were doing something wrong.
Yeah. You were not eligible for that, but they were just trying to make it up.
Yeah.
Trying to
And get money. Right. That was the focus because they were just after money.
So this has happened, and also because she is a well qualified and she's a PhD holder in education sector. Now she has an opportunity that she can go in a regional, and she's willing to go in a regional Dama regions, and she's looking for options because she's a visiting professor in Australia, and she come and go, but she wanted to see like if there is any opportunity for her, and which I know like there are lots more opportunities for her still, because there's some age factors, but still the Dama, because that's the age limit is 55 and she is a very well qualified PhD holder. I requested Mohini that you should take a first step, and because since last like almost 1 year you thought like let's forget it, right? So she thought like it's just a money, so just forget it, but like she should take a first step, what we discussed, and she agreed to that. And there are many people I know who has been defrauded by these kind of Australian organizations who do not have any knowledge, who do not have any MARA license or any legal representative, but they're just trying to defraud people from overseas who cannot come to Australia to sue them. But there are options that you can come forward and you can contact us or any legal representative to take action, and you may get your money back. You can recover the money if they organize. So in this particular case, they have removed the website. They have just closed the phone number, because almost I think 30-40 people, they have complained, not complained to the legal authority, but they have written a blog that this company is a fraud and so on and so on. And that will not help. If you write a blog or if you write a Google review that this company is a fraud, that will not help you getting your money back. You have to take the first step. So I commend Mohini for that one, because she has taken the first step, and we will support her without any cost, Mohini, and we'll try and we'll see like if we can get you the money back, and we'll take this to the authorities as well in case if there is any option available for you. And for your future prospect, I respect that you have like done a very good qualifications, and I'm sure like you'll find a good employer, and you'll find a good opportunity in Dama region, as we discussed earlier. So please, friends, be aware of those red flags, and I'll also bring on those red flags and some more things which you could do in order to verify that to whom you are talking to, so that you're not being defrauded with a loss of money, loss of time, loss of opportunities, and you can get to Australia, because there are thousands of people who get to Australia in a legal way, and there are lots of options available. So do not be defrauded, and we will obviously we'll discuss more cases as such, Mohini's, and then we'll bring more information that how you can do the immigration process smoothly and more efficiently. Thank you so much, Mohini. Do you want to say anything for our audience?
I just want to warn every individual not to get into this trap, because this has been a 4-year saga, and I was like suffocated. Now I had nightmares. I was so much under stress because it concerns time and money. And I worked so hard for my qualification to be, at least make a difference in the world in terms of education and developments. And those are my interest areas. But anyway, please be very, very cautious with whom you are talking to, with whom you are communicating, because I was just fooled. In this adventure, I didn't know what to do because I was back in Fiji, and this was the first time I tried to, make an application, and that was a failure. That was a failure because I didn't receive help from that particular immigration agent at all. None of the staff came on board to say, "Don't worry, we are doing the right thing or the wrong thing." Everybody was sort of shielding each other. Yeah. So if I call to one person, the call will be transferred to another one, or they will come up with excuses that, "Oh, he's not available, she's not available, he's busy, he's out of the country." So be very careful, talk to the right people to get help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mohini. Thank you for taking out time today.
So much for providing me with this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
To share, to the public.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So we'll see you in the next episode with a lot more different kind of stories. So keep watching. Thank you so much.